welcome back to my channel. I am so excited that you tuned in. So this past Thanksgiving, I went ahead and filmed me making my holiday breakfast bake and my red velvet cakes. That's what I'm going to be sharing with you all today. And I actually filmed it last week, and because we were having family. I pray that you guys had an awesome Thanksgiving. We did. Honey, come over here and meet everybody. You guys get to meet Honey. This is who I'm cooking for. This is who I cook for. And so, come on, Honey. Everybody meet Honey.
Hi, everyone.
So, I cook for you all the time, don't I?
Yes.
And so, how you feel about that?
It's got to be constant.
Wait a minute. I do cook constant.
Constant. 3 meals a day.
No. He gets anywhere from 2 to 3 meals a day, depending on if I'm doing anything for YouTube or anything. Depends on that. But so we had all the grandchildren. Like I said, we have a total of 18 grandchildren, and we had the grandchildren over for Thanksgiving. So we had a lot of work we had to do.
Work.
So in the midst of that, I was able to go ahead and film me making this holiday bake. So
My, how gorgeous.
So in the midst of that, I just want you guys to sit down, relax. Please like and hit the thumbs up for liking our video, and also subscribe to our channel and hit the notifications so that you can be notified when we post a video. So I actually skipped last week because my goal is to try to post a video every week. So I just took off last week because it was holiday time, it was Thanksgiving. So I'm just going to go ahead on and just let you guys watch this video and enjoy. I'm going to be talking over the voiceover and kind of sharing with you, the things that I cooked. There's 2 different items that I cooked: my holiday breakfast bake and red velvet cake. You can be able to find my red velvet cake on my Etsy store in the description box.
My holiday breakfast is on the check.
And also my holiday bake is really easy recipe, and you also can find that in the description box. But my red velvet cake is on my Etsy store, so it will be linked in my description box for you to be able to get that recipe for the red velvet cake. It is the best, most moist red velvet cake that you ever will ever bake.
Moist.
So it is kind of a little bit of a pricey recipe, but I promise you it's worth it because it took me 3 years to master this recipe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy watching this video. If you're new to this channel, this is Kingdom Girl Creations.
Kingdom Girls Creation.
And on this channel, you're gonna find recipes, you're gonna find holiday recipes, you're gonna find home decor and different crafts and gifts and things like that. You're gonna find everything on this channel.
Share and like it.
So like it. You share on Facebook.
Subscribe.
Okay, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.
101.
Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead on and let you guys enjoy watching as I prepare this holiday breakfast bake and this red velvet cake. God bless you.
God bless y'all. Y'all be blessed.
Okay, so if you hear a little noise in the background on my voiceover, you're probably hearing my fan. So if you do, just excuse that. But I do like to start off my red velvet cake with a cream cheese icing. I always like to start off making my icing first so I can go ahead and get it made and put it in the refrigerator until I'm ready for it. So particularly with my cream cheese, I just use a coarse cream cheese, powdered sugar, and I add a little vanilla extract to it just to give it a little bit of flavor. Now the difference between my cream cheese and other people's cream cheese is that I do add an extra amount of sugar to give it a better thickness, because I tend to find that, of course, when you use cream cheese, it kind of gives it more of a thinner, milkier type, I guess, texture. So I generally add a little more sugar to make it more of a thicker texture to my cakes, and it works out just fine. So I generally like to do that. I like to add that to my frosting. I always add a little bit of sugar, but in my recipe You can, if you download it off of Etsy, you can just add as much sugar or powdered sugar to it that you would like to add. And so after I get my cream cheese done up, I always like to take it and put it in a sealed tight air container, which is good because let's say if you decide to make your icing a day ahead, you can go ahead and make it a day ahead and put it in your little container, put it in the refrigerator until you're ready to use it. And that's generally what I do because I do have a side bakery that I do, and so generally when I get ordered for cakes, that's what I generally do with my icings. I go ahead and make them ahead of time and put them in the refrigerator or the freezer until I'm ready to use them. And so I think that's just the easier way, but at this time I'm actually going ahead and making this ahead of time because this is actually on the week of Thanksgiving, and so I had about 4 cakes ordered, so I was trying to get it all done up. So I just decided to go ahead and film this video while I was making my cakes for my bakery, which is Kingdom Girls Sweet Belly Treats, cookies and treats. And so I'm just going ahead and getting it done really quickly. And so on here you're gonna find me adding all of the rest of my ingredients to my cake. And so this recipe actually took me quite a long time to do. So it took me about 3 years to really come up with this recipe. I'm really a stickler on cakes and how they taste, and so I just did a little bit of research and kind of went with the flow of it, of trying to get this recipe perfected. And so it took me a minute, but I was able to get it the way I wanted it. So I'm just right now putting the icing into the container and getting it all ready to go for when I do get ready to bake. Okay, so here I am getting ready to add my wet ingredients to my cake. As you see, I have my recipe laying on my stove. And one thing about me, when I do cook, I don't usually measure, but when I bake, I definitely measure. And sometimes I have to continue reading because I can't remember, what all I put in my different types of cakes that I make. So here is the secret ingredient that I add to my red velvet cake, and you will be able to get this secret ingredient if you download the recipe off of my Etsy store, and it will be linked in my description box. So I'm not going to share with you on the video what this secret ingredient is, but if you really want to take your red velvet cake to another level, please go ahead and download this recipe. I promise you won't be disappointed. And so I'm adding all my wet ingredients such as my eggs, my food coloring, and vinegar, and my vanilla extract, and those things. I'm adding all that into the wet ingredients, and then I'll be adding my dry ingredients to this cake and going ahead getting this baby mixed all up so we can put it in the oven. After we get our cake all mixed up, I like to go ahead and get them poured into my grease sheet, and then I like to kind of bang them on the counter just to get the bubbles out. And then we're going to go ahead and put these in the oven at 350 degrees for approximately about 20 to 25 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and get these on in the oven. Okay guys, now we have the red velvet cake in the oven, and while that's in the oven, we're going to go ahead and get started with our holiday bake. Very, very simple, easy recipe. All you're going to need is you're just going to need 2 of these crescent dough sheets. If you don't have the crescent dough sheets, you can go ahead and get the crescent rolls. The only thing is the crescent rolls is already cut, but what you'll do is you'll just roll it out and you'll kind of pitch the edges together so it becomes one sheet. But I'm so glad Pillsbury came out with these crescent dough sheets that you can make different little bakes out of it. So that's all you're going to need. You're going to need 2 of these because they already come in one. So you're going to need 2 of these. You're going to also need some sausage. I have 5 sausages. Well, no, I have 6 sausages. And then you're going to need about 3 or 4 eggs. Depending on the size of your family, you can double up on it. Generally, I'll usually make 2 of these, but I'm only going to make 1 for right now. And so you'll just need that. You're also going to need a bell pepper. Sorry, I thought I had it already. You're going to need a bell pepper, and you're going to need also an onion if you want an onion. So I already have onion cut up in there, so I'm not going to pull the onion out, but you'll just need a bell pepper and an onion. I actually add 2 onions. I usually add a green onion or I add a red onion. I'm kind of different because I usually I like red onions, but you know, they say red onions is good for like cold things like salads and things like that, but I love to use red onion in my rice. I have an awesome rice recipe, Chinese rice recipe that's really, really good, and I usually use red onion in that. And then my favorite seasoning right here, it is by a company called American Spice, collard green seasoning. I use this in everything that I cook. You guys are gonna see. Now I know there are some of you that probably live up north, that probably live somewhere, because in the South this is where they sell this seasoning. But if you would like to get a hold of this seasoning, please comment in my description box and I can get some of the seasoning to you. It is delicious. I use it to season most of all my food. And when people say, God, what you put in here? They don't understand. This is my secret right here. And then I also use this salt-free garlic and herbs. So I don't even add salt to this. This is a no salt diet. And so I don't add salt to it. I just add this collard green seasoning and I add this salt-free garlic and herb by McCormick seasoning. And that's what I add, you guys. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to start cutting up the rest of the stuff and getting everything cooked up. And then I'm going to show you how we roll out the sheet, put it in there, and get it all ready to go in the oven. So let's go ahead and let's get started on this delicious holiday bake. It is so awesome. It is so good, y'all. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. All right, let's go. Let's get started. Okay, so here I am cutting up my veggies for this breakfast holiday bake. And the reason why I call it the breakfast holiday bake is because a good friend of mine gave me this recipe several years ago when I used to work, and it was around the holiday time when she gave it to me. And so I loved it so much, I said this would be great to cook for the morning of Christmas, plus it would be easier. So that's what I started doing, but my family loved it so much that I decided to cook it anytime they want it. So my husband generally wants it once a week, so generally I'll fix one once a week for him. But I'm cooking up my eggs and sausage, and the key is this, is that you know, you want to cook everything and add it to the cream cheese while it's hot, so it can go ahead and melt the cream cheese while you're so you can mix it up. It'll mix a lot smoother if you melt the cream, you know, pour the hot veggies and eggs over the cream cheese in the bowl and mix it all together. And so you don't have to use bell peppers or onion. I know some of you are probably going to wonder that in the recipe that's going to be in the description box. You can use whatever vegetable that you prefer. You can explore with it. You can put spinach in it, you know, whatever you want to. And I've done spinach before in this breakfast bake, so, and it's quite delicious. And so also the key thing is this collard green seasoning that I use. I live in Florida, so you probably can only get it in Florida. I don't know if you can get it on Amazon, but I will put the name of the collard green seasoning that I use in this recipe. It is phenomenal. I mean, you talking about flavor. I actually use this collard green seasoning in everything that I cook, not just in collard greens. And you know, it's so funny, when I cooked my collard greens for Thanksgiving and took it down south, my son and his wife and all their friends was ranting over the collard greens. What did you put in these collard greens? What did you put in these collard greens? And it was that one seasoning that gives the flavor. So this is a real flavorful seasoning that you can add to any dish that you prefer, and I will put that in the description box. So here I am, I'm doing up my eggs and getting ready to do my sausage, and I'll be adding it to this. And this is an awesome dish that you can prepare the night before. You generally do prepare it the night before, put it in the refrigerator. I don't put it over the dough because it kind of makes it soggy, so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and mix up the mixture, put it in the refrigerator, and then I'll spread it over the dough in the morning and put it in the oven. That's how I do it. I tried it one time putting it in the mixture the morning of, and it kind of made the bread a little bit more soggier. So you want your bread to cook really crisp because it has that nice crunchy crisp on the golden crisp on the outside, and then with all the flavors of the cream cheese and the sausage. And you don't have to use sausage if you don't want to. You can just use veggies. It's up to you, however you want to do it. I'm just giving you the basics of how I do this holiday bake, so you can explore with this. You don't have to put eggs in it if you don't want to. You can just do meat, and if you want to add extra cheese in this recipe, you can. There have been times that I have added cheese to it, so it's just whatever you want to do. But I'm just giving you the basics on how I make this holiday bake, and everybody rants and raves over it all the time. My family actually just loves this recipe. So after I popped the holiday breakfast bake in the oven, I got my red velvet cake out ready to be frosted. And so, as I said, I tried to put the bubbles out, but I couldn't. And as you can see, it's a little bit on the uneven side, and that's because I probably was rushing. But anyway, it's going to be eaten up anyway. So again, I am so glad how these turned out. I'm just showing you the end results of how they both turned out. And this holiday breakfast bake will be a winner for your family. It definitely is for mine. And so I will have the recipe for this in the description box. And then my red velvet cake recipe will be on my Etsy store, available for purchase. And trust me, this I'm sharing secret ingredients that I've added to get this cake perfected. It was 3 years of work getting this cake perfected. And if you are a baker, I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And so I am so happy the way they turned out. They always turned out delicious. They always turned out good. And you can also use this red velvet cake recipe for cupcakes as well. And so just look in the description box and you can get both of the recipes. And I am just so grateful and thankful for how they turned out. And I am so grateful and thankful for you watching. So stay tuned. There will be more videos that I will be posting on this channel, and there will be recipes that I've developed and some recipes that I've tweaked. And so just continue to watch, and you can get these recipes to make in your home. And so thank you again so much for watching. I'm so grateful for you all. Please subscribe and hit that bell button for more videos. And again, here's the end result of how they turned out for my family. And again, I'm so grateful for you all. Have a very blessed week. God loves you, and so do I.